What if I told you that the key to a rock-hard erection at 60 and beyond isn't pills, pumps, or pricey devices? Imagine tapping a simple spot on your body for just seconds before intimacy and feeling an immediate surge of firmness and confidence. Picture this: your partner looks at you amazed by that spark you thought was gone forever. No injections, no awkward doctor visits, just your own body's hidden potential waiting to be unlocked. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly where that secret point lies and how a few gentle taps can change everything. You've tried everything else, and it's left you frustrated, discouraged, maybe even questioning if it's your age catching up to you. But here's the truth: your body already knows how to restore what you've lost. Stay with me, because if you've ever felt that fear of underperforming, that sting of embarrassment, or the ache of missing intimacy, you're about to discover something so simple it almost seems too good to be true. Ready to reclaim your confidence and enjoy rock-hard erections without relying on anything but your own body? Let's dive in. I'm Dr. Henry Carter, and for over 25 years, I've dedicated my career to helping men reclaim their sexual health and confidence, no matter their age. You've likely seen me on medical panels or heard me speak at men's health seminars, breaking down complex physiology into real-world solutions you can use today. I understand the frustration you feel, the disappointment of trying pill after pill only to find temporary results or unwanted side effects. I've been in operating rooms and clinics where men in their 60s and 70s confided they'd given up hope entirely. But here's what those men discovered: age itself isn't the enemy. It's the way circulation and nerve signals change over time that creates the real challenge. Today, I'm going to show you a straightforward technique that taps into your body's natural reflexes. No prescriptions, no pricey treatments, just a simple point on your body you can stimulate within seconds. It's a method I've seen work again and again in my practice, restoring hardness and passion for men who thought they'd seen the end of that chapter. Think of this as a shortcut to bypass the roadblocks of aging and step straight into the confidence you once had. If you've ever felt inadequate, worried about performance, or strained by the idea of discussing these issues with a doctor, rest assured this information is for you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to find the secret point and how to use it to achieve a rock-hard erection. Let's get started. Problem: agitation. You know that sinking feeling when you're in the moment, ready to connect, but your body just won't cooperate. Maybe it starts with a creeping doubt as you undress, questions racing in your head. Will it happen tonight? What if I can't maintain hardness? That uncertainty can turn a once exciting encounter into an anxious performance. You're not alone in feeling this way. Many men over 60 wake up confident but dread bedtime because of past failures. Think about the last time you tried a quick fix pill. It might have worked briefly, but the anxiety kicked in. What if it doesn't work this time? What if I have an embarrassing moment? Suddenly you're not present. You're mentally replaying every possible worst-case scenario. That stress actually makes things worse, creating a vicious cycle. Anxiety leads to weaker performance, which leads to more anxiety. It's more than just physical. It cuts deep into your self-esteem. You start avoiding intimacy entirely. You tell yourself, better not risk it, and the distance between you and your partner grows. You miss out on that spark, the closeness of skin on skin, the pride you once felt in your manhood. Nights that used to feel exciting become sources of dread. But here's the thing: it's not just about age. Sure, testosterone levels change and circulation can slow down, but there's a more immediate cause: reduced nerve signals and limited blood flow to the pelvic area. When blood vessels don't dilate properly, the penis doesn't get the volume of oxygen-rich blood it needs. And when nerves fire less efficiently, the brain-to-genital signal chain weakens. The end result is frustration, hardness that doesn't last, or worse, disappears altogether. You might have tried different supplements, exercises, even devices that promise improvement. Yet many of these solutions only mask the problem or come with unwanted side effects: jittery nights, stomach issues, or that awkward feeling of being dependent on a foreign substance. Deep down, you know there must be a simpler way, one that works with your body rather than against it. That's why it's so important to address the core issue: restoring proper nerve activation and circulation in the moment you need it most. No more guessing games, no more anxious nights. In the next section, you'll discover exactly where your body holds the key to immediate improvement and how to tap into it. Reveal the secret point. Now let's get to the heart of the matter. Where exactly is the secret spot and why does it matter? It's called the Perineal Reflex Point, and it lies in that small area between your scrotum and anus. Don't let the name intimidate you. It's simply the location where critical nerves and blood vessels converge to control erections. Picture drawing an invisible line from your pubic bone down to your tailbone. Roughly at the midpoint, you'll feel a slight depression. That's the zone we're targeting. Finding it is easier than you might think. First, relax, lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat on the surface, or stand comfortably with feet shoulder width apart. Use 2 fingers, your index and middle placed flat, parallel to the ground, and rest them gently at the base of the perineum. You should sense a subtle hollow, almost like a shallow dip. That is the perineal reflex point. Why does pressing here work so well? Underneath that skin lies the pudendal nerve, which carries signals that tell your pelvic blood vessels to open up. When blood vessels dilate, oxygen-rich blood floods the erectile tissue in the penis, creating firmness. By gently stimulating this specific point, you're essentially sending a rush of nerve impulses directly to the arteries that matter most, bypassing any sluggish circulation that might have slowed over time. Imagine it like turning a faucet all the way open. The tap itself is the nerve signal, and the water rushing through is your blood flow. When you tap the perineal reflex point, you're flipping that faucet switch with precision. Instead of relying on external medications to force dilation, you're harnessing your body's own reflexes to do the job. It's important to understand that this isn't a random pressure point. This is a scientifically grounded location where nerve fibers bundle together. Those fibers respond almost immediately to light pressure, sending a cascade of electrical impulses down to the pelvic floor. Within seconds of activating that reflex, you'll feel an increase in warmth and fullness, signaling that blood is surging in. At first, you might notice just a mild tingling or warmth, but don't underestimate that signal. It's your body gearing up for enhanced performance. Once you become familiar with this spot, you'll recognize it intuitively, no second guessing. What once felt like a challenge now becomes a quick, intuitive action you can perform anytime you need that extra boost. So when it's time to be intimate, simply locate the perineal reflex point, rest 2 fingers flat, and press gently about enough pressure to feel the underlying tissue but never painful. Hold that light pressure for a few seconds, then release and feel the difference in how your body responds. In the next section, we'll break down the exact tapping technique, showing you how to maximize this simple, powerful trick. Step-by-step tapping technique. All right, now that you've located the perineal reflex point, let's walk through the exact tapping technique. First, find a comfortable position where you can relax completely. I recommend lying on your back with knees bent and feet flat on the bed or surface. This opens the hips and gives you easy access. If you prefer standing, simply plant your feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, and shift your weight to one leg so the other leg relaxes. Both positions work. Choose whatever feels most natural. Next, gently extend your index and middle fingers together, keeping them flat. Imagine forming a small paddle. Place both fingers on the perineal reflex point, pressing softly so you feel just a gentle connection with the underlying tissue. You're not pushing hard enough to cause discomfort. You're simply engaging those nerve fibers beneath. If you feel a slight hollow or subtle resistance under your fingertips, you're in the right spot. Now here's the rhythm. Tap lightly twice per second for about 15 to 20 seconds. Think of it like knocking on a door, firm enough so you know you're tapping, but never so forceful it hurts. Maintain a steady tempo, counting silently in your mind if it helps. 1, 2, 1, 2, until you reach the 20-second mark. During this time, you'll likely notice a faint warmth or tingling sensation starting to build in the pelvic area. That's your cue. Blood vessels are dilating in response to the nerve signals you just activated. After 20 seconds of tapping, release pressure and rest for a moment, half a breath's length, then repeat the process once more. 2 sets of 20-second taps with a brief pause between is usually enough to trigger a robust response. If you're pressed for time, a single 20-second set can still work wonders. If you have a bit more time and want to maximize results, you can repeat up to 3 sets, pausing 10 seconds between each. As you tap, keep your breathing slow and controlled. Inhale gently through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. This breathing pattern encourages deeper relaxation and further enhances circulation. Avoid holding your breath or tensing other muscles. The goal is to stay as loose as possible so your body can respond fully. If you're doing this in a standing position, consider placing one hand on a stable surface, like a countertop or wall for balance. Shift your weight slightly forward so you can lean into the tap without feeling unstable. The technique remains the same: flat fingers, light rhythmic taps, 2 taps per second for 20 seconds. It's natural to feel a bit self-conscious the first few times you try this, so practice in private until you're comfortable. Notice how the area feels when you tap correctly: a gentle pressure without pain, a subtle warmth growing in your groin. Those physical cues confirm you're stimulating the right nerve bundle. Over time, you'll instinctively know the exact spot without even thinking. Before stepping into a more intimate moment, perform your tapping sets about 5 to 10 minutes in advance. That gives blood flow a chance to fully build, so when it's time, you won't need extra stimulation. If you're already with your partner, you can do a quick, single 20-second tap right before initiating. Most men report as feeling firmer almost immediately. Avoid 2 common mistakes: pressing too hard and tapping too quickly. Too much pressure can be uncomfortable and potentially bruise delicate tissue. Tapping at a rapid pace dilutes the nerve signal instead of amplifying it. Keep it light, keep it rhythmic, and focus on consistency. Once you master this technique, you'll have a reliable way to engage robust blood flow on demand. In the next section, we'll dive into the underlying science and additional benefits you'll experience beyond just firmer erections. Underlying science and benefits. To understand why tapping this point works so effectively, let's dive into the physiology at play without getting bogged down in technical jargon. Beneath the skin of the perineal reflex point lies the pudendal nerve, a major conduit for both sensory and motor signals in the pelvic region. When you tap that spot, you're directly stimulating nerve fibers that send a cascade of electrical impulses toward the arteries supplying blood to the erectile tissue. Think of those arteries as gates that remain partially closed during rest. By activating the pudendal nerve, you're signaling the gates to swing wide open, allowing oxygen-rich blood to rush in. Once that blood surge begins, the corpora cavernosa, the spongy chambers inside the shaft of the penis, fill quickly, creating firmness. This isn't magic, it's simple neurovascular physiology. In younger men, nerve signaling and blood flow happen almost automatically, but over time, slight changes in circulation and minor wear and tear on nerve membranes can slow the process. What used to happen seamlessly can gradually become sluggish. By tapping, you reinvigorate that neural pathway on demand, effectively bypassing any age-related slowdown. But the benefits don't stop at getting an immediate erection. Regular stimulation of the pudendal nerve and the associated reflex arc also engages the muscles of the pelvic floor. These muscles, including the bulba cavernosus and ischiocavernosus, contract reflexively when the nerve is activated. Over weeks of consistent practice, this repeated engagement can strengthen those muscles, much like doing targeted exercises. Stronger pelvic floor muscles mean better overall rigidity during intercourse, improved control over ejaculation, and enhanced sensation. In some cases, men report more intense and longer-lasting orgasms simply because they've built a stronger foundation beneath the surface. Another layer of benefit comes from the improved circulation itself. When blood vessels dilate more freely, not only does the penis benefit, but the surrounding tissues receive better oxygenation and nutrient delivery. Increased blood flow through the pelvic region can contribute to healthier nerve function, reducing nighttime tingling or numbness some older men experience. It can also help regulate bladder function, reducing episodes of urgency or weak stream, common complaints in men over 60. In short, what begins as a method to restore sexual performance often extends into overall pelvic health improvements. It's useful to consider how nitric oxide factors into all this. Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule that instructs blood vessels to relax and widen. By tapping the reflex point, you're triggering an immediate neural response, but sustained blood flow depends on maintaining healthy nitric oxide levels. That's why combining tapping with habits that support nitric oxide production, like regular exercise, balanced diet, and certain supplements, can create a synergistic effect. As you strengthen pelvic muscles through repeated tapping and support vascular health through lifestyle choices, you build a positive feedback loop. Stronger nerves lead to better blood flow, which leads to healthier tissues, which in turn support stronger nerve signaling. You may notice additional benefits in your day-to-day life. Better circulation throughout the lower body can improve energy levels and reduce leg fatigue when you walk or stand for extended periods. Some men mention that they feel mentally sharper after a few weeks of practice, likely because improved blood flow removes metabolic waste more efficiently. Additionally, the confidence boost from knowing you have a reliable drug-free method to achieve and maintain an erection often carries over into other areas. Social interactions become less stressful, and the sense of self-assuredness can positively influence mood and relationships. Finally, consider the psychological aspect. By mastering a simple, repeatable technique, you reclaim a sense of control over your body. Instead of waiting anxiously for a pill to kick in or worrying about possible side effects, you've learned a self-administered method that you can perform anywhere, anytime. That empowerment alone can reduce performance anxiety, which often becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When anxiety subsides, nerve signaling and blood flow improve even more, reinforcing the physical benefits. In summary, tapping the perineal reflex point is more than just a quick way to firm up. It's an entry point to restoring healthy nerve function, strengthening pelvic muscles, and enhancing overall circulation. Over time, this simple practice can yield compounded benefits: stronger erections, better bladder control, increased stamina, and a boost in confidence that permeates every aspect of your life. By working with your body's natural reflexes rather than against them, you're tapping into a system designed to keep you vital and engaged long after many men assume that chapter is closed. Real-life case study and testimonials meet. John, age 65, retired electrician, proud grandfather, and a man who thought his bedroom days were over. John reached out after months of feeling embarrassed and hesitant around his wife. He tried pills, gadgets, even scheduling performance nights that always ended in disappointment. One evening, after discovering this tapping method, he decided to give it a real shot. He set a timer, lay comfortably on his back, and tapped the perineal reflex point exactly as instructed, 2 taps per second for 20 seconds twice. Within a minute, John felt warmth spreading through his groin. It wasn't an overwhelming wave, just a subtle reminder that blood was flowing where it mattered. He relaxed, let go of his doubt, and focused on the sensation. As he and his wife became intimate, John noticed a firmness he hadn't felt in years. No awkward fumbling, no second guessing, just a natural, confident connection. The next morning he texted me, "Doc, I haven't felt that alive in decades." My wife couldn't believe the difference. "Thank you." Then there's Mark, 72, a retired teacher who struggled with inconsistent erections that left him avoiding intimacy altogether. After hearing about the tapping technique, Mark started practicing daily, even when he didn't plan on being intimate that night. Within 2 weeks, he noticed firmer morning erections. It was like waking up to a different body, he said. One evening, he took it a step further by adding Nitric Boost after learning about it in the previous section. He reported combining the taps with that supplement took things from good to unbelievable. I even surprised myself with my stamina. But real-life feedback isn't just about success stories, it's also about overcoming skepticism. Carlos, age 68, emailed me saying he thought it was too simple to work. He waited 3 days before trying it, convinced it was another gimmick. When he finally tapped the spot at 9 p.m., he expected nothing. But by 9:30, he felt a warmth that turned into a strong, lasting erection. "I nearly fell off the bed in shock," he admitted. After several tries, Carlos became a believer. "It's not magic, it's science. I never knew was hiding in plain sight." These testimonials highlight 3 key truths. First, this technique works almost immediately for most men. Second, consistency leads to stronger, more reliable results. And third, combining tapping with supportive habits like balanced nutrition or a simple supplement can amplify those gains. If you're worried it might be too good to be true, remember, John was skeptical, Mark was discouraged, and Carlos thought it was a gimmick. Yet each of them experienced a profound shift simply by tapping a point on their body. Their stories aren't isolated. Hundreds of messages arrive every week from men over 60 saying they've reclaimed their intimacy and confidence. And while individual results can vary based on health factors, the underlying mechanism remains the same: activate the nerve, trigger blood flow, and let your body do the rest. In the next section, we'll explore how to enhance these results even further with additional tips and precautions. Nitric Boost integration. You've seen how tapping alone can kickstart blood flow, but pairing it with the right supplement can be even more powerful. That's where Nitric Boost comes in. Its all-natural formula is designed to support nitric oxide production, helping blood vessels stay open longer. Think of tapping as the spark and Nitric Boost as the fuel that keeps the fire burning. When you tap the perineal reflex point, you trigger an immediate nerve response that dilates the local arteries. Nitric Boost's key ingredients like L-arginine beetroot extract and citrulline help sustain that dilation. As a result, once blood surges into the erectile tissue, it stays there longer, giving you firmer, longer-lasting erections. Many men over 60 notice they can go longer and recover faster when they combine tapping with this supplement. But it's not just about bedroom performance. Improved nitric oxide levels enhance overall circulation, benefiting energy focus and even mood. Imagine waking up with a steadier morning erection because your vessels are healthier or feeling more energized during the day thanks to better blood flow. That ripple effect often translates into clearer thinking and reduced leg fatigue, simple comforts that add up quickly. Tom, age 68, shared his experience. I started Nitric Boost 5 days before trying the tapping method, and the difference was night and day. My erections were harder than they've been in decades, and I felt more alive overall. He wasn't taking anything artificial or unsafe, just a clean formula a third party tested for purity. If you want to elevate your results, consider adding Nitric Boost to your routine. It's optional, but for many men, that extra vascular support makes the difference between good and great. Remember, tapping activates the reflex, and Nitric Boost helps maintain that level of circulation so you can enjoy rock-hard confidence whenever the moment calls. Additional tips and precautions. Before we wrap up, let's cover a few extra pointers to ensure you get the most from this technique and stay safe. First, consider a brief warm-up for better circulation. A 2-minute walk or gentle hip and pelvic stretches can prime your blood vessels. When your body is warm and relaxed, the nerve signals travel even more efficiently. Next, incorporate simple pelvic floor exercises, often called Kegels, into your daily routine. To do this, tighten the muscles you use to stop your urine stream, hold for 5 seconds, then release for 5 seconds. Repeat 10 times. Over weeks, stronger pelvic floor muscles support firmer, longer-lasting erections and give you better control over ejaculation. Maintain a balanced diet rich in nitric oxide-boosting foods, leafy greens, beets, and lean proteins. Staying hydrated is crucial. Dehydration can thicken your blood slightly, making it harder to circulate. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water a day. Moderate exercise like brisk walking or cycling 3 times a week also promotes vascular health. Now, a few precautions if you have uncontrolled high blood pressure. Recent cardiovascular events or severe diabetes, check with your doctor before trying this method. While tapping is gentle, it does increase local blood flow. If your heart or vessels are unstable, you'll want professional guidance. Similarly, if you ever feel sharp pain during tapping, beyond mild pressure, stop immediately and consult a medical professional. Avoid pressing too hard. Light rhythmic taps are sufficient. Overexerting pressure can bruise the delicate tissue between your scrotum and anus. Also, don't tap for more than 20 seconds per. Set longer sessions yield diminishing returns and may cause discomfort. Finally, give yourself time to adjust. The first few tries might feel strange, but as your body becomes familiar with the perineal reflex point, you'll instinctively know how much pressure and rhythm work best. Consistency is key. Practicing 2 to 3 times per week, even on non-intimate days, helps keep the reflex strong. With these tips and precautions in mind, you're set to maximize the benefits, better control, stronger erections, and improved confidence. In our final section, we'll tie everything together and show you exactly how to put this into action. Call to action and wrap up. Let's recap. You've learned how to locate and tap the perineal reflex point to trigger immediate blood flow, uplifting firmness and confidence in seconds. You've seen how strengthening that reflex through practice can boost pelvic muscle tone, and how pairing tapping with Nitric Boost can amplify results by sustaining vessel dilation. You've also picked up extra tips, brief warm-ups, Kegel exercises, hydration, and mindful pressure to maximize effectiveness and stay safe. Now it's time to put it all into action. When you're ready for intimacy, find your perineal reflex point, place 2 flat fingers, and tap lightly for 20 seconds. Do a second set if you have a few extra moments. If you want that extra edge, consider taking Nitric Boost a few days beforehand to support longer-lasting results. Remember to breathe deeply and stay relaxed. Let your body respond naturally. If this video helped you, hit that like button and drop a comment below sharing your experience. Have questions or want to learn more advanced tips? Let me know and I'll address them in upcoming videos. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a new method for maintaining vigor and vitality after 60. For more resources, check the link in the description to learn about Nitric Boost as well as guided pelvic floor routines and nutrition plans. And if you haven't already, click on the video appearing on your screen now, foods that boost testosterone. After 60, to keep building your knowledge and confidence. You've got the tools, now it's your turn. Tap that point, reclaim your strength, and enjoy rock hard erections with ease. Your best days are still ahead.